Now, our understanding is this. The most important resource in Malaysia is the oil and gas, but oil and gas is non-renewable. One day, within about 20 years, it should end. Yeah, there's no more oil. But the only renewable resource that we have, the second most important one, is actually palm oil. Palm oil is renewable because it grows on a tree, so you can always harvest over and over again. The big challenge is whether do you allow the expansion of more palm oil in Sabah and Sarawak, where the remaining rainforests are. In the peninsula, it's arguable that they have reached their limit. There will be no more deforestation in the peninsula. The question is what will happen in Sabah, Sarawak. In Sabah, we've seen a massive deforestation as well. So we would imagine the new Pakistan government will work with the new Sabah government and say stop palm oil development in Sabah. Yeah? Now what do we do about Sarawak? Now this is the conundrum of being a government. You know the Sarawak people are extremely poor. Yeah? And that palm oil is a way for rural development to alleviate their poverty level. Yeah? So if you go in there and then stop palm oil in Sarawak, there might be some slow progress on development for Sarawakians. What we want to see is if we have to develop some parts of Sarawak for palm oil, we want to make sure that the indigenous people actually have a 30% stake at least in each development, so that the palm oil companies that tie up with them actually have to deliver schools, hospitals, so on and so forth. Yeah? So this is a model that we can look at carefully, but at the same time we must keep the forest cover in our country to about 40%, which is our target. Yeah? Currently it's about 50%. Under tremendous pressure, it will continue. Deforestation will have to continue, but we want to maintain it 40%, and we want to make sure the forests are then moved into sustainable forestry, where there's a 30-year cycle, they cut a certain percentage, then grow round and round again, so that it's sustainable. Now these are the challenges that we face. Now why is the palm oil lobby? You have to understand, as Malaysians, the palm oil lobby and the soya bean lobby and the rapeseed oil lobby are engaged in a global fight for vegetable oil. Vegetable oil demand has been increasing exponentially because China, India and Indonesia are consuming a lot more. They are richer now. Because they're richer, they eat more KFC. KFC needs vegetable oil. So, the consumption of oil per capita increases exponentially. Now, if you don't use palm oil, they will source the oil from rapeseed oil or from soya oil. Soya oil also cuts the rainforest in Brazil. Yeah? Palm oil produces 9 times the oil per acre of oil per hectare than 1 hectare of soya oil. So if we diminish the supply of palm oil, 9 times more the size of rainforest will have to be cut in order to produce soya oil. And this is the thing that a lot of Malaysians need to understand. I know we're all passionate about saving the orangutan, the rainforest and all this, but there is a bigger issue here. The bigger issue is about vegetable oil war, where the Western countries, with their Western interests, Monsanto, Bayer, all the big guys, Novartis, they are producing super great soya oil that grows in a shrub. And in addition to the fact they produce less oil per acre, they feed the cows with all the seeds, and the cows then burp and fart and destroys the ozone layer faster than ever. Yeah? So that's why what I'm trying to explain to you is, whilst we are committed to palm oil, the new government will have to look at things from the macro level, look at the things from the global perspective and see where do we fit in, where do we protect the industry that we have, and how do we fit into the global structure in the issue of environmental responsibility. But either way, a lot of environmentalists out here, I hope that you will try to understand the bigger pictures and continue to support us, even though we foresee the expansion of palm oil and the protection of the industry will have to be one of the priorities for us in terms of economic well-being for everyone else. Okay? That's my little bit on the environment. We'll start the question on first question. Thank you.
First question, anyone? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Sam. Okay, I stay in one of the apartments around this area. I think a lot of the residents here, what I would be interested in is more towards Miss Yeoh, okay, is as a resident here, you own the property here, and
Is being called, and then even after a new committee comes in, they still go to court to fight over the money in all these areas. So if you see in my manifesto, I've actually talked to Tan Sri Khalid about this also, about the Selangor State Government's plan for JMB without money. Okay, for joint management body which cannot collect service and maintenance charges, they cannot maintain their properties. I am suggesting, of course with amendments by Parliament, I'm suggesting that local councils probably come in and help take over and manage these properties. Okay, because otherwise it will remain stalemate, nobody is taking care of it, nobody is paying, okay, and that place will just continue to deteriorate, okay. But for places with money, okay, it's not like they are not capable of maintaining, but if the residents decide that they want to continue to fight, there's really very little a state assemblyman like me can do, apart from bringing the parties together to mediate. This is the power granted by the Act for owners to self-manage the property. You understand what I mean? The intention of the Act is for owners to have a say on how they want to manage their own properties. Yeah, our problem here is when owners choose to fight. So it's really like a family issue where family members fight. How do you come in to resolve? And I've tried to mediate, but then one group will say I'm taking side with the other group. It's really not easy for us. So if you ask me how to resolve it for those with money, right? I think the owners just have to sit down together, have EGM and decide, what's the best way to move forward. I'm more concerned about properties which don't have money to maintain their properties. That one I'm actually suggesting that the council should come in and to manage. I don't know if it addresses your...
But the thing is that I believe under the Act, the Commissioner of Building is the YDP, right?
Yes.
So the Commissioner of Building has the power to handle the cases, handle each and every cases. I know there's a lot of apartments in Subang Jaya, but I would just like to know, because this is very close to the resident here, see?
Yes.
Everyone owns a property here. And some of them only own one of them. For example, I only own one property, and I work for my whole life to pay for the property. So it's something very close to me. I mean, like liners and all this kind of thing is okay, fine. But this is something that I saved my whole life, and then I see residents fighting over here, doing all this kind of thing. And then because we are just one single voice, so now the only thing that they can do is that a state assembly lady like you, if we vote for you and then you are in your position, to pressure the YDP for MBSJ to seriously look into this thing, as one of the priority. Because everybody's life, everybody owns a property here. Some of them work the whole life to get a property, right? That's what I said. Can we do that? Because every day we see all this kind of case jumping one over another, see?
Not easy, because not every owner wants the property to be managed by COB also. That's why I say all this must be decided by an extraordinary general meeting, EGM. The owners have the majority voice in that area, in that apartment, must decide how they want to manage it.